Okay. First of all, I would like to congratulate you all because the one who are joining this meeting and who are supposed to join this meeting, you have successfully submitted your SII application with us. So once you have submitted the application, you all must have many queries like, did we get the scholarship? Did we move to the college now? Or when are we going to get the offer letter? Or the questions like these. So let me tell you first, before the scholarship decision, you need to sit for the test. And this test is called Pragati. So today we'll be covering the basics of this test. How is this conducted? What you all need to do? When is it happening? And how you all need to prepare for this. So to those who have queries regarding the Pragati test, we'll be covering all the basics. I'll be presenting my material, and if at the end of the session you have any queries, you can put down on the chat and I'll be addressing to that. So before getting into the detail, you can see Mr. Sumit. He is your counselor. He is the one who sent you this link. And if you have any specific or individual queries regarding your specific application, then you can contact him on his WhatsApp and he'll guide you through the whole process. So let me start. So, okay. So this Pragati test is a standardized and online monitored test. This test is for all the students who have applied through study in India and they want to get this scholarship. This test is not different for different students from different countries. It is one standard test which all students from all the countries need to attend, and that score will help you get this scholarship. So what does this test do? It will measure your capabilities. That means, so okay, let's break it down in a simpler term. So the quota or the seat this scholarship scheme has given is 200, and there are more than 2,000 or 3,000 or maybe 10,000 students applying for it. So how do they select the 200 applicants? That is, you have to give the test, and according to the test and your scores, you'll be selected, and they'll determine that you deserve this scholarship or not. So this is why this test is compulsory to give. So moving on, I'll be starting off with a basic introduction of what this test is like. So this is a test. You don't need to go anywhere. You can sit in your home and give the test online. This is not a paper-based test that you have to write in a paper or something. So you can give it on a system, your laptop or your desktop. So previously, this was not compulsory for all the countries. Many countries were left out. They were just selected on the basis of their mark sheet or their previous marks. But from this year, they have made it compulsory for all the countries. So no matter which country you are from this year, you are compulsorily, you require to give the exam. And the exam is not in your local language, it is in English. So you will have 90 multiple choice question. What multiple choice question is, for those of you who don't know, you'll be given a question, be given 4 options, and you need to select the correct answer. So the 90 questions will have 90 minutes. So you will have roughly 1 minute for one question. And you'll be assessed in 3 areas. Verbal, that means it's English or language kind of test. We'll get more into the detail later on. And then, okay, so we'll have a quantitative, that is mathematics, and then we'll have logical reasoning. So I'll give you a brief idea about what it looks like. So I request whoever you are here to take the screenshot of this this slide. because we'll not get into detail. I'll give you the link which has a detailed explanation of these areas and one example. We have it in our website, and I'll drop in the link at the end of this session. I hope you all have taken the screenshot. So I'll move on. Okay. So there are few specific instructions for the candidates who are appearing for the examination. First thing is how you give the test. So before the test, you'll receive one invitation link. You'll receive, there are lots of information there. You'll have your test dates and rules and regulations and your login ID, password, what the process is, everything is mentioned in that invitation link. And you have to access that in a stipulated time. That is, so that if the test is happening on 25th and 26th, you have to open that link between these 2 days. If you miss that, and if it's 27th, and if you try to access that link, that is not valid. Your examination is automatically canceled. So, okay, after that, you have to have a desktop or laptop and with webcam. So you have a browser which you need to install to give the examination, which I'll come later in this presentation, what you need to download. So for that, you cannot give this examination from your mobile phone. So you have to have a desktop or a laptop. And why is webcam necessary? Because they'll be monitoring you. So someone, some invigilators from India will be monitoring how you're giving the examination. So if you don't have a webcam, then you will not be able to sit for the examination. So there are some software, hardware, and internet requirements, which I'll be giving the specification later. So you will have to have met certain requirements. For example, you have to have 500 kbps minimum speed for your internet. And for all this, we recommend you to take the mock test to check. That means if you appear for the mock test, you can all check the requirements. If your internet is steady, if you have software and hardware requirement met. So if you give the mock test, you can identify if you have any problem and you can solve it before the main examination so that it will not be canceled. And final point is there are lots of students whose examination is cancelled, whose examination has been cancelled because they have not pressed the finish test button. So when you finally finish your test, there comes a button saying finish test. You will think that you finished your test and you might close the browser. But if you don't press that button, your examination will not be recorded and you'll not get the scores. So it will be invalid and your scholarship for this year will be cancelled. So do not forget to press finish test button. I hope I'm clear. I can see the chat saying the date of mock test. I will provide it. It's at the end of the presentation. I'll give all the dates. So thank you, Sumit. So, okay, we are going for the system requirement. What all system requirement is needed for this test? So your desktop or laptop should have Windows operating system. And you have to have the search engines you use, like Google Chrome, Mozilla Firefox, whatever you are using, you should download the latest version. If it's outdated, it might not support the link or the things you are getting access. So after that, your internet connectivity should be more than 500 kbps and it should be consistent. So you took the package of 500 and it is not consistent. That means sometimes it's coming down to 300 or lesser than that, then that might interrupt your examination. That means you might get disconnected and that will be cancelled. So you make sure that your internet connectivity at all times should be more than 500 kbps. And in the invitation link, you will have to download the Metal Secure browser. This is a separate browser in which you have to give the test, and they will be monitoring you through this browser. So you have to download this link too prior to your examination. So what next? That is authorization process. So this is the process where they will identify if you are the applicant and you, the correct applicant, is sitting for the examination. So for this process, what you need to do is you beforehand will have to upload a valid photo ID. By photo ID, I mean you can upload your passport, you can upload your driving license, you can upload any government issued ID which has your photo, or any educational institution provided ID, and that also has to have your photo. So any ID that is issued by the authentic offices can be uploaded, and that should be very clear. I mean, your photo there should be visible and clear, because that will later be matched with your live photo. So right before your test starts, you should click your picture through the webcam, and that photo should be very clear, and that should match your ID. In this process, lots of times it might happen that they will give you okay, I can see your hand raised. Please hold your question and you can put it in your chat at the end, and I will be addressing that. So okay, so you should submit your live photo and clear photo, and that will be matched with your uploaded photo ID. If it's not clear, it will tell you to resubmit. And in this step, they can tell you to resubmit it again and again, because the system matches the ID and a photo. So they might ask you, if it's not clear, if it's not visible, they might ask you to submit it again and again. So please be patient in this process. Eventually it will happen. They will we will also be there to assist you in this. So once the photo and ID are matched, you are required to enter your login ID for registration. So finally, you are logging into your account. We will also give you the admit card, and you will have your SIID and password there. So what is your login ID? That is the number after, okay. So the number after your, the number present in your SIID, like in this case, it's 000123455. So the number here will be followed by @edsil.com. You can find it anywhere in the internet, or you can also take the snapshot of this slide. But your login ID will be the number in your SIID followed by @edsil.com. So this will be your login ID. We will also provide you the admit card, so don't need to worry about that. So this is how you are authorized to give the test. So once your ID and photo it matches and you are registered, you now sit for the test. So the next thing is online proctoring. That means you will be monitored from somewhere else. So the browser you are using, the webcam will be capturing your image, and they will be monitoring how you are giving the examination. So for that, first thing is you need to follow the instructions clearly. Okay. So first of all, you will have all the guidelines given in the invitation link also. So you please follow the instructions. If at any point of time the invigilator or the monitor feels that you're not following the instruction, then your examinations will be cancelled and no one can help you after that. If anything suspicious is observed, your test will be paused and you'll be given a warning. That means if they feel like you're talking to someone in your room, or if they think you're cheating, you're seeing your phone or something like that, then the test will be paused. in that browser you are using, they will have a chat window and they'll send a notice or any form of communication. You need to keep checking that. So for example, if they see your eyes moving suspiciously to a friend or someone in the room, they may send you a notice saying that rotate your camera 360 degrees. So at that point of time, you will have to show them around to make sure that nobody is in the room with you helping you. So if they send you a notice and if you don't do that, your test might be cancelled. And if you do that, and if there is no one, but you again continue to be very suspicious, if you keep moving your eye, looking down at maybe a phone or something, if they find that repeatedly, they will immediately call this test off. So they will not give, they will give few warnings and maybe not, and the test might be cancelled. So we request you to follow all the instructions. So there are a few do's and don'ts. What all you can do, you have to do, or what all you can't do. So going to the do's, you have to face the camera at all times. So you can't be turning backwards or sideways and give the examination. Your face should be in front of the camera, no matter if you are, even if you are doing writing things in the rough sheet, you have to be facing the camera. And there should be sufficient light in the room for clear visibility. They should be able to see your face. So you can't be like, okay, I'm facing the camera, but I'm in a dark room. It's dark. I can't do anything. No, your test will be cancelled. So even if it's you are choosing to give the examination at the night time, you have to have lights in your face so that they can clearly see you. And before starting the test, you have to close all the chat windows or screensaver or any other appliances you have opened in your desktop or laptop. So if they think that you are opening something else, you are toggling between them, then your test might be cancelled. Other thing is rough papers are allowed. So lots of questions like in mathematics. So to choose a correct option, you need to make a note. You need to solve it in a paper. So rough papers are allowed. You are allowed to make a note or solve it in your rough paper. That is the only time when you can use a paper. And you might be thinking that calculator is allowed. I'll say calculator is allowed, but not yours. Not external calculator which you have in your home. That is not allowed. You will be given a small calculator on your screen. In the browser you are giving the test, they will have a small calculator given in the screen. You can only use that, not any other calculators which you have in home. So what are the don'ts? So as I already said, you are not allowed to, as this is a closed book exam, you are not allowed to use any search engines or any reference material, nor books, nor any websites, nothing. Except for the test and the browser you are giving the test in, you are not allowed to refer to any other material. And you are not allowed to move away from the seat. So before you start the test, make sure you have gone to the restroom, make sure you have the rough sheet and pen and necessary things, water beside you so that you don't have to move away from your seat. So if you move away from the seat, your test might be cancelled. So any other electronics device like mobile and calculators, repeatedly I have said that it's not allowed. So you can't talk, you can't use your headphones, and there are no breaks. So when you are sitting for a test, make sure that you can sit for continuous 90 minutes. And as I already said, you can't toggle between other applications. And do not press F5 to refresh. So in a normal time, what we do is we tend to press F5 a lot to refresh our screen or a system. Don't do that. If you do that, your test will be locked. So in no case, use F5 to refresh. So the final point is very important. So if you are thinking of impersonation, like for example, I have a twin sister who is exactly like me and who is a lot smarter than I am. So what I might do is, okay, your and my face matches. So please come and give my examination. They will not know. But if they find that this is a case of impersonation, that you have asked your brother or sister or a friend or someone who looks like you to give the test, your test will immediately be cancelled. So there is a mock test. The SII has before the main examination. Main examination is on 25th and 26th of July. So almost 10 days before that, for 15th and on 15th and 17th of July, they are giving students to give the mock test. So you can give the mock test any number of times within those 2 dates. So what does this mock test do to you? It will do 2 things. First thing is you can check all your software, hardware, and internet specification that I mentioned earlier. So you can test all that. If in any case you are not able to give the test, or you do not meet one of the criteria, and you found out in the mock test, in that 10 days, you can rectify it, or you can, okay, if you don't have a good internet and you found out that in the mock test, because your mock test keeps on getting disconnected, so in that case, in 10 days you can get a better internet, so that the real test will not be interrupted, it will not be cancelled. So first thing is that you can check all the system requirements. Other thing is, you will, from the score of the mock test, you will know where you stand. Like, okay, if you're giving the examination and you found that mathematics parts is very difficult for you, so what you can do is 10 days you can increase your focus to the math, and you can keep practicing that, so that in real test you'll have a better score. So you can check the system requirement and you can improve your score, because you'll know exactly where you stand. So this will familiarize all the candidates with the real test. It's exactly like the real test, but not the real test. So we recommend you to give this one. And as I already said, you can give it any number of times within 15 and 17 of July. So by this, you can avoid any issues or difficulties that you might face in the main examination. So finally, main examinations, it's on 25th and 26th of July. And the links, admit card, SIID, your login passwords, and all the instruction will be provided in your email. So there are few frequently asked questions in our Facebook, our Insta pages, and we get lots of emails about these things. So students mostly ask, what's the pass mark? So there is nothing, no marks such as pass marks. So the more marks you get, the better it is. I mean, I'll make it simpler for you all. So if you are attending, if 2,000 people are attending, and there is 200 seats, so the SII will be selecting top 200 students. If that's the case, so the better the marks, there are greater chances that you'll be selected for the scholarship. So it also depends on, okay, so what is cutoff score? So it depends on the college you have selected. You have kept in the first preference. So what happens is, every college might have a different criteria. Some might say that we accept a score above 60, or some university says that, okay, our cutoff score is 70. We will not select any students below the score of 70. So it also depends on the cutoff score given by individual universities. But except for that, the more marks, the better. So another question we get is, when will the scores be announced? So the scores will be announced within 2 weeks of your examination, and the scholarship decision will be made 1 month after that. So that will be around the end of August. So by that time, the scholarship decision will be made. So good luck for your examination and do the best. So now I'll be giving you the links. I said I'll be dropping the links. If you have any questions, you can put it in the chat box. I'll give you 2 minutes to do that. And if you have any other queries except this, if I have missed out and if I have not covered those questions, please put it in the chat box. And in 2 minutes, I'll be addressing to those.
Yes, Dimba Tandya, you can unmute yourself and ask your query.
Hello.
Yes, we are listening. You can continue.
All right. I want to ask you one question about the quantitative. Quantitative, when the day of a examination, who can to create the math? I want to ask you this question because of some of what I asked are from the study to the literature. One who can to create math, how will be his problems of that?
Okay, I got your question. The question you raised is that how can you solve your preparation class? It will start from the 1st of July. Okay, you will get a link because I'm your counselor. I will send you the link to appear how to prepare yourself, how to that the reasoning you have a screenshot on that. Yes, that ma'am told you to screenshot the picture, or you have not screenshot, then I'm your counselor. I will provide that screenshot also. So you can on the 1st of July, you can attend the preparation class. So you can more prepare yourself to get more marks and secure the good scholarship. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Any others?
No, that's that. Thank you.
Okay, welcome.
So I have given 2 of the links. This is of our website. You can explore that. We have all the information and resources there. If you have any difficulties finding the resources, you can ask your counselor. You will later provide the specific link through WhatsApp. So as I don't see any more query, I guess I've covered it all. So I think I'll be ending this session. Sumit, are we okay?
Yes, we can end now the session.
Thank you everyone for attending. Thank you so much.